story. It's the second story that we'll be doing this morning, and it's a very, very deeply troubling development coming out of Cape Town's historic Azhar Masjied out in District 6, which has received a chilling bomb threat, allegedly over its visible support for the people of Palestine. The masjid, known for its vocal stance and powerful, beautiful murals in solidarity with Gaza, says the message sent via WhatsApp from a fake profile contained not only a warning of an attack, but also an intent to harm congregants. The incident sparked, I think, outrage and concern, not only among worshippers, but across the board, civil society, the general public of South Africa, with many seeing this as part of an alarming trend to silence pro-Palestinian advocacy, even through intimidation. Joining us now is the Mosque Public Relations Officer, Igsaan Highins, to help us unpack what really happened and how the mosque and the community surrounding it is coping and has reacted to this very, very very concerning development. Igsaan, assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us. To begin with, can you describe, what really happened? What message did you guys receive? What kind of contents and tone of the threat received by the mosque on Sunday entailed?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To yourself and the listeners. Yes, we have been subjected to a terrorist threat whereby our Sheikh Ismail Kiran, and one of our trustees, Mr. Badir Khamilmin, both of them received a message that emanated on WhatsApp from, we traced the number back to Miami in the USA, Florida. And the message was very, it was written in Arabic, and obviously it had to be translated. And she said, God willing, your mosque will explode. So that was the message. And obviously, this was a threatening statement. And of course, it caused a bit of shock to the mosque. And we obviously reported it to SAPS. And they also feel it's a serious threat. And of course, the Hawks also got involved. And the Hawks will be liaising with their counterparts, the FBI in the USA. And they will try to verify where the threat came from.
Yes. I wanna stick on that. The fact that you mentioned that this came from a profile based in the United States. Has there been any indication that this threat is credible or connected to a larger network also operating in Cape Town?
Well, at this point in time, it's a bit too early to tell. I mean, it's still obviously we're still in the early stages of investigation. But what we have done at the moment, we have now engaged certain individuals and entities, and we are increasing the security around the masjid. And of course, we're concerned about the safety of our congregants.
And talking about the congregants, how have they reacted to this? Just the broader mosque community, how have they responded emotionally and practically to this very, very concerning threat?
Well, I think it's been shocking. And I mean, Azhar Masjied is the second oldest mosque in the country, basically. It's based in District 6. It's a highly visible mosque in the District 6 area. It's on Hanover Street. And I mean, the mosque is painted in the colors of the Palestinian flag in solidarity with the people that are dying in Palestine, especially in Gaza. And obviously, when something like this happens, I mean, it's the first time that we've been threatened, and I mean, this is a terrorist threat. It's not an ordinary threat. People are obviously in shock, and of course, One wants to know from the mosque leadership, what do they do? Do they come to mosque? Do they? So for us, we can operate as normal as a mosque, but of course, with heightened security, during the day, and of course, especially when there are many congregants in the mosque.
Hmm, you spoke about, some measures that have been put in place. Can you mention to us what specific measures are those that the mosque has implemented since receiving, that threat to protect, all of the Mosalis, especially during, Salah times?
Yeah, well, the thing is, we have been engaging SAPs. So obviously, SAPs will increase their visibility around the area. The city of Cape Town has also contacted us, and they're also willing to assist with the Metro Police. And and of course, we are also going to make some private security arrangements as well. There's been many of the other masjids that contacted us that are in support of the masjid and to protect the masjid, and they also want to assist. So, I mean, that process is still underway.
Mm, 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 mm. One thing that's concerning for me is the fact that this isn't the first time a mosque has been targeted in Cape Town due to political expression. Can you maybe just give us a sense of what Palestinian solidarity looks like in Cape Town and how those that are against it are reacting to it, whether it be in marches, it be, in mosques like yourselves, or, just people who have a kafir on and how they're being treated?
Yeah, I think, look, it's very well known that the community of Cape Town on the whole are supportive of the Palestinian people. I mean, it's evidenced by all the marches and the number of people attending these marches. It's also evidenced by communities, putting these Palestinian murals on their walls. We've seen it in Burqa, we've seen it in Lavender, we've seen it in Mitchell's Plain, Heideveld, everywhere. We've seen how people are supporting the plight of the Palestinian people. So obviously you're going to have detractors, and but as I say, the number that sent that message, it was the number came from it was a Florida, USA number, but it doesn't mean that the person sending it was actually there. It could have been
Mm,
right here, or she could have been right here. So, but that's still under investigation. We are hoping that with technology we can ascertain where it came from, and hopefully the perpetrator will be brought to justice.
mm, mm. Do you think, the mosque, being so visible, having Palestinian colors and flags, could be one of the reasons that it has been targeted? You reiterated that, there's unconditional support for the people of Palestine, and visible activism is one of the ways that we see, the mosque go about it. Do you think perhaps that's one of the reasons that is so loud, is so bold, and is so proud when it comes to his support for Palestine?
Well, look, as I say, there's definitely a very big support for Palestine. We cannot be silent in the face of injustice, because silence in the face of injustice is complicity. We have acted as a mosque by showing our support, not with empty words, but with transformative deeds. And I think sometimes deeds, it creates enemies.
Mm,
And I mean, getting a message to say that your mosque will explode obviously is evidence of the fact that certain um, individuals or groups are not happy with the transformative deed of our Azhar in showing their support. But we are only speculating that that is the reason. I mean, it
mm,
has not been conclusively been proven that that is the reason. But
mm.
whatever it is, the bottom line is there is no space for this type of intolerance. There is no space for this type of violent threats against an innocent community or congregation.
Mm,
And this is something we need to fight against. We need to speak out. And of course, when we are threatened, we cannot be silent. We need to also put measures in place to defend ourselves and to but obviously doing it so within the framework of the law.
mm, No, definitely. And just in closing, Ihsan, what message do you have, to those that frequent Al Azhar Masjied and also just the South African Muslim community as a whole regarding this issue?
As I say, as a right to respond to this type of threat, but we, at the same time, we reaffirm our commitment to healing division and still championing the rights of the marginalized. And we believe that the path to peace is built on justice. And we simply need to walk this path together, no matter how hard this path is going to be. I mean, going to imagine under a threat of the place exploding or being bombed, it's not easy. But this too shall pass.
Mm, No, definitely. I think we're going to leave on that note. Jazakallah so much, Brother Ihsan, for giving us your time this morning. Really, really appreciate it.
Shukran very much. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. Yeah, I think it's clear that Al Azhar Masjid's unwavering support for Palestine continues to inspire not only, a sense of solidarity, but also puts the community under undue pressure from those who would prefer silence over advocacy for justice. It's important to remember that places of worship are sanctuaries for spiritual reflection, but not just that, they are also a significant power of voices for justice. I think, the South African anti-apartheid movement tells us about, churches and mosques that were very, very integral when it comes to the fight against apartheid. There's a lot of them. So where to, you have the Regina Mundi Church. There's a lot. There's a lot of these spaces, and I think they should remain that. And threats like this shouldn't deter, places of worship to continue being voices for justice, to continue being visible, monuments and places for those that are, downtrodden and are oppressed. And the perfect example of that is the people of Palestine. And we commend, all of those that are at the Al Azhar Masjid for their continued commitment to peace, safety, and standing firm, most importantly, in the face of intimidation. And it's very, very concerning, man. This is South Africa. This is a country where we pride ourselves on freedom of expression, we pride ourselves on freedom of. Association. It shouldn't be a place where people are deterred from it because of fear of being silenced, because of fear of being violated. And yeah, it's concerning. We hope that the police services and the hawks get to the bottom of this, and those that are making these threats are being held accountable, and they're being punished, because this is a disgusting, gross act that only reflects the actions of those that you support. It reflects essentially Israel and the atrocities that they're committing against the people of Palestine. It's essentially that. Because I don't agree with you, I don't like how you look, I feel like you're less of a human being, then I feel I have the right to harm you. I feel like I have the right to tell you what you can and can't say, where you can and can't go, because, well, I feel I'm superior because of the color of my skin, or whatever way of thinking that I feel is right. It's concerning, but most importantly, it's disgusting and should be condemned and punished by all means possible. We're going to take a quick break. News and views continues after this.